Welcome back to another one of my anti-littering episodes in the Stop Littering series. I'm back on the search for the 3 dogs and I'll be picking up more litter. Let's go. Man, there's all these buildings behind me. Used to be a cornfield back behind me when I last did an intro kind of like this with this field in the background over here. Man, nostalgia. Alright, so I got this roll of hefties in my pocket. Let's see how many of these I use up. Looks like there's not too many of them. This is my first one. I'm gonna go ahead, open that bag up and see how much we get with it. It'll probably be a little bit more than the Grove Co bags, even though the Grove Co bags, when I used those a couple of days ago, they held up pretty good, so. And onward! This area is back to clean. Very, very happy about that. All right, I'm at the intersection. Let's check. Sometimes there will be things hidden down here. Go up to about, probably say these trees. Look around. Once I get up to the top tree, I'll turn around. Pristine since we came back here. That's awesome. So let's continue going. We'll start to go downwards. There's not too much accumulation since the last time we came. I think the last time we came was like about almost a week ago. So I'm pretty happy for that. Alright, so here's our first piece. Much further down than last time. You know, the first piece when we came back out, since it had been a couple months, was like right outside the house. So, you know, and I'm making sure I'm accountable, you know. You saw me the last couple videos without a high vest on or anything like that. Or, I mean a high vision vest, not a high vest, Noah. There's another can. So I'm making sure all my gear is accounted for. Like the grabber. And the gloves. I'm doing good. How are you? Yeah, so I'm making sure I got all my gear and stuff. And yeah, so far not forgetting anything. You know, got the bag and stuff. I'm hoping here in the future I can get one of those things that hold the trash bags, and that'll make distilling trash bags and carrying them around a little bit easier. Looks like maybe part of a cheese stick wrapper. Yeah, we're doing good. And so there's a new building over there, new bed shed it kind of looks like. Yeah, it is really clean down here. Alright, we're starting to approach some stuff here. You got this, and what looks like a sock. Yep. Get down there. Yeah. I was like, that's a proper ribbon, that's attached to something that's supposed to be there for a marker. There's a cigarette butt. I can't describe how many of these things I find up in some of the roads I pick. Down here, it's pretty tame, pretty chill. Unless you have a bunch of pedestrians walking by, and they leave all these food wrappers, candy wrappers, orange peels, usually. Yeah, it's a whole giraffe's neck list of things they leave. Usually down around the wooden area. they're kind of ashamed to throw it up here. Makes sense. We got more of a neighborhood now. And that's one of the dynamics I really, really love about this update, for this road in particular, is we are building more and more and more, and people are more afraid to throw stuff back there because they know they're exposed to more people that are living around. You know, that's why you see less litter in front of houses. Oh, get in there. Because people could be watching out of the window, and other people can confront them and stuff. There's a lot of factors. That's why they choose to throw a lot of stuff in the forest and in the dirt roads, because they want to hide away from people to begin with. You know, and while some don't even care, a lot of them still do care about attention. So yeah, they end up just throwing a whole bunch of stuff out into more dirt roads, more woods, and I mean, you see a couple places I pick. The dumping in those areas is horrendous. You know, sometimes in other dirt road systems, not this one, but you know, others, I'll find sofas. I've yet to find that here, but I did find carved parts and I think a floorboard for a car. And some relatively big stuff like engine parts and radio parts and all the sorts of stuff. Super weird. But you know, littering in general is just super weird. Like, why? Why do you do this? You know? With that, you know, enough said. Things are looking really great out here. You know, there's a big piece of litter up and incoming. Grab that, maybe a couple more pieces. I'm gonna go up, though, to where I last stopped, and we'll pick up there. Looks like somebody was gonna use those to plant something. Full tide today. I mean, just look. Oh, there's a Modelo bottle. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. I just love the scenery of this creek. Every time I come out here, winter or spring, it never fails. More, it looks like we got this little piece of litter and that's it. Oh, that's a mushroom. Well, down you going anyways. Is this within legal limits? Yeah, it is. I gotta be very, very careful though. The terrain down here is not that friendly. Because it's a bunch of stones. It's pretty much the way they can kind of constructed the pipe to go through here, and the way they kind of help structure the road a little bit more. Huh. Very interesting find here. That thing's bent. Alright. I'll let you guys have a look. I don't know if you can see that. This is how we're doing so far. This area has gone to its state of clean again. I've always loved this area because it's so clean. You can just take a walk through here. Alright, we are about where we left off. It's not looking too bad up here. I'll get over here. You know what? I'm not. That powder looks lighter than the dirt on the road. I'm not interested in that. Alright, we got us right here. There's this piece of plastic. Once you take a look down in. There's a little bit. Looks like we got nothing too crazy up here. One time I found a metal rack up here and broken lighters, so this is a great improvement. We got us a Bud Light. Ah, the Bud Light. Ah, the Bud Light. We got beef with them. Still no sign of the 3 dogs anywhere. We might find them up on the other road, who knows. Wow, we got a bunch of Bud Lights. I'll call this Bud Light Alley. 3 of them. Bud Lights, take my beef once again. You are all going in that bag. Ooh, 4, 5. And that'll be that part of the road. The dishes were pretty clean all throughout. I'm pretty happy about that. Oh, whoa, 6. Y'all love leaving Bud Lights here. They're going in my bag though. And so is this wrapper. Come on, there, fella. What's this? Whoa. That's a lot of random fabric. Get in there. There we go. Get this into here. There's a couple more items and we'll be up on another road. So I'll fast forward to there. Another Bud Light? Man, I think we're up to 9 now. Found a couple more of them. Get in there. We got us a couple items. Somebody littered Zaxby, shame on them. So kicking chicken is chicken trash. Yeah, that's a good bit. All right, we are headed back home. It got to dinner time. I made it all the way up to the intersection in between the road I was picking up on in the first part, and the second part, up to the other road where I suspect other dogs could be. So, see you on the 3rd video. We got a full bag down there of litter, and I'm happy about the amount I picked up today, and about the improvement throughout the entire road. About at the ponds and up at our road near the house, it's pretty much all clean again. So that's good.